Hey
We're starting.
yo, this is my interview now. Okay, you had your fun. This is where to make pictures. Today, I'm gonna do a deep dive into my brain, and yeah, I guess it's gonna be like a reflective practice.
Yes.
You wanna introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Lebohang from LM Curations. And yeah, decided to join Words Make Pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You decided to join it. Okay, cool. So what we just did now is kind of like a bit of like a Q&A around my upcoming exhibition, and essentially you did.
So what I needed to do is obviously do research to figure out what questions I'm gonna ask, what direction I'm gonna go in. And then I guess it just ended up being or turning into an analysis of who you are as an artist and I guess the exhibition.
Okay, cool. So as an artist, you must understand that like what I'm about to experience is like they're gonna be like, oh, you got this problem, and it's like outside of having an audience, it's a little different to engage with your art on like a psychological level.
I
Yeah.
guess it is.
Okay.
I think you're gonna leave here with a bit more questions
Okay, cool.
for yourself.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so when I first looked at it, yes, I noticed three themes when I was looking at your work. So first, it's masculinity, mental health, and performativity,
Okay.
which is encompassed by the norms of the world.
Okay.
So when we're looking at the norms of the world, we're looking at dominant regimes of truth. Boys wear blue, girls wear pink. That's what we're looking at. And then we dive into the hero versus villain. But it's not good versus evil, essentially, but more so what's right in society and what's wrong in society, what's acceptable in society and what's unacceptable in society. So everything that is wrong and unacceptable is essentially outside of normalcy when it comes to society. So basically, that looks at it's based on according to what is expected from people and what is recognized in society and what is approved by society. So if it's not approved, then it's not normal. And then looking at the thing that caused you to even start this, you spoke about your experiences. So that was essentially the spark that ignites the flame of your introspection. And then the introspection led to this that we're in. And then you spoke about grief, heartbreak, loss, and then personal change. And then this is what forced you to interrogate your identity. Yes. And then you speak about how it's about the different masks and all of that, but essentially it's about you remove all of this and then who are you? And the person who you are is the villain. But then the thing that I was kind of questioning is it's called villain mode. And then you also spoke about how it's a version. Yes, it's a version of of yourself. So essentially, I'm thinking, but then is that still not performance? If it's still a version of yourself, is it still not something that you're telling yourself that this is who I am when I take everything away? What if it's not?
Okay, real.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now the biggest question is it really who you are, or is it just another added layer of the different masks, the different identities that we switch through when we're living in the performativity?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you mentioned about how it's a mode or a version that appears when you stop surviving. But is it you stop surviving to do something else, or are you giving into it? Are you surrendering when you're saying that you're stopping to survive? What's actually happening?
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was from the exhibition itself. And then looking at your other diary entries, obviously looking at who you are as monarchs. But the biggest question that I had was when it comes to the words make pictures, monarchs made it. Why such a public setting? Is that not still performative? Is the whole point not to be performative, but then you decide to have all of these cameras and like put it out there on a public platform to say, yes, this is me, this is who I am. So it's almost like you're trying to remove yourself from the person that wants approval, but then you're putting yourself on a platform that requires approval. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like this juxtaposition where I'm like, why would he put himself on such a public platform? And then the question comes here is, where does the courage and boldness come from? Yeah.
Real. That is so real. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now I hear all of that, and I think the answers are going to be at the exhibition.
They should be. They really should be. And then the last thing is the way the paintings look. It's like some sort of virus, almost like some sort of disease. And as we know, viruses stay dormant. For example, flu. Flu doesn't necessarily leave your body. You can correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my understanding. But then, like, you need to just keep your immune system up so that, you know.
It doesn't flare up. Yeah.
Yes. And then it's like a disease, you can't get rid of it. Once you have it, it's there. So it's like, even that represented in your artwork, it's almost like you can't get rid of it. Even if you do say you're going into villain mode, even if you do say you taking off this mask and you're becoming who you are, it's not going to go away. Like, it's stuck on you, in you.
Yeah, that's so real. I think that's the only thing I can ever say is like you. That is so real. But yeah, interesting view. That's really dope. I think it's kind of cool to hear that perspective of what I would feel like is like my instinct or the next thing to do or the right thing to do. But definitely like there is a curation to it, which is the parts that you question. I think working in like a media and marketing space, I understand like how story sells. So creating like an immersive type of world for an audience where you're asking all these questions is kind of like the layer of art that you develop in like actually having an audience and like taking them through a journey. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for your psychoanalysis.
You're welcome.
On monarchs, that's not me. But yeah, it's always make pictures. I think it's always super important to kind of like stay in it. What is a message you have to your future self?
My future self.
Yeah.
Yo, don't give up. Don't give up. And what I realize is that even when you feel tired, if it's what you enjoy, even just doing that one task for the day, it makes a huge improvement. You'll go to bed just feeling better about yourself. And then those little steps that you take each day, they add up. And then all of a sudden, you're here doing an interview with monarchs.
Thank you.